It is 20th of April 2023. A very great morning to you wherever you're catching the show live from. You're most welcome for Western Television, Kokoliriko show. Wherever you're catching the show live from, we do appreciate you and thank you very much for joining us this morning. It is exactly 1 minute past over 8 a.m. right here on Western Television. We do apologize for starting at this particular time because of some technical challenge here and there, and it has been rectified. We welcome you aboard and we do appreciate you very much. We do have local stories for you, national stories and international stories as well, and we shall be able to break them right here for you. If you have never known of anything happening in your neighborhood, in your region, in your country, Western Television gives you the opportunity to know what exactly is happening in our country, Uganda, and what is happening outside Uganda as well. And so we shall be able to break down the story for you. And remember, we shall be also talking about the Uganda Road Fund, and I will be able to break it down for you for those who are in different districts that we have in Western sub-region. Those who are catching us live from that is Nebi, Pakwash, Zombo. I will be telling you how much has your district received in the quarter 4 releases that Uganda Road Fund has decided to release on 17th of this particular month. That was on Monday. How much Pakwash district was able to receive, how much Nebi district was able to receive, Nebi municipality was able to receive, how much Zombo district was able to receive, how much Paida town council was able to receive, and how much Zombo town council was able to receive as well. And I will also be able to let you know how much Arua district received, how much Arua City received, how much some of the town councils that we have in West Nile have received. Let us start with some of the local stories that we have prepared for you through our newsroom yesterday. For those who were able to catch up with the Nilecast, you were able to get part of the stories. And for those who missed the Nilecast, allow me to make repetition of the stories that we were able to hear for you yesterday at exactly 7 p.m. and this morning. Allow me to peruse through some of the stories. Yesterday we were able to bring to your attention issues to do with training the border point officers that we do have in West Nile. Remember, West Nile has got around 6 border points, and so the officers manning these border points have been trained on how they can really curb wildlife trafficking, which is very common in our country, Uganda. According to that is the International Fund for Animal Welfare, they are saying that the trafficking of animal products has shifted from the southwestern part of this country to West Nile using the border points and also the porous border points that we do have. And so they felt it is necessary that the officers who are manning these border points are supposed to be equipped with the knowledge of understanding how animal products are being trafficked through Uganda to other countries that we have in Africa. And so the custom officers working at different legal border points in West Nile have been equipped with the knowledge on how to detect, deter, and investigate any wildlife trafficking from Uganda to different countries through the Uganda border points. So the training was supported by International Fund for Animal Welfare with support from the Uganda Wildlife Authority, and these international organization believes in people and animals thriving together. So animals and people, they have to live together and thrive together. So there's no need that we should be able to disorganize the lifestyle of the animals. Remember, we depend on each other, and so it is important that all of us, we should really be able to join in seeing that we protect the wildlife that we do have. And so the wild animals that we do have, including even the animals that we have at our homes, they are also being trafficked as well. And so it is our responsibility to take good care of these animals, because we need to coexist. Remember, Uganda as a country gets a lot of money through that is the foreign exchange that is being exchanged when tourists come to our country, Uganda, to visit some of the national parks and also the reserves that have been served. If it was not because of conservation and saving the wildlife and also the national forest that we do have, let me tell you, Uganda would be losing a lot in terms of tourism, in terms of foreign exchange that is being paid to the different points of tourism that we do have in this country, Uganda. Let us have more on this particular story, and we listen to those who were able to participate in the training, and what are the officers from International Fund for Animal Welfare are saying and telling us in regards to curbing wildlife trafficking in our country, Uganda. Good morning. Uganda Wildlife Authority, with support from International Fund for Animal Welfare and international organizations, have equipped the officers managing the different border points in West Nile on how to combat wildlife crime and trafficking in a 2-day training in Arua City. Uganda has historically been known as trading hub for wildlife and its products in East Africa, according to International Fund for Animal Welfare, due to the country's porous borders, light penalties, and limited capacity to combat wildlife crime. The program's manager, International Fund for Animal Welfare, Moses Olinga, says that the training will equip the officers with the knowledge of identifying, detecting, and permitting wildlife products, and knowing which permits are genuine and the one which are forged.
We're in Arua specifically for that purpose, to enhance the capacity of law enforcement officers that we call frontline officers. These are people who are our eyes and ears at the border posts. So we brought them together to build their capacity, to train them on how to detect illegal wildlife products, on how to identify wildlife products, on how to detect permits that are forged.
Moses says for the last 3 years, the report shows that the traffickers have shifted from the southwestern part of Uganda to West Nile, and this is why they found it necessary to train the border officers in curbing the vice.
The trafficking of wildlife products has shifted from the southwestern borders. We've been having trafficking at the borders of Bunagana, in Kisoro, at the borders of Pondwe, in Kasese and Ishasha. But there has been a shift to the northern route, specifically West Nile. We've had instances of ivory passing through Vura border, through Oraba. Goli, we've also had, I think, one instance where ivory passed through Goli. So a number of arrests have been done by Uganda Wildlife Authority in Arua, here where we are, in Nebi, in Koboko. Those are all areas of West Nile, and the people who are arrested normally give us information, give Uganda Wildlife Authority information, and they state that these products have come from DRC because they feel they can only get market in Uganda. So that is the reason we decided to come and interact with the officers in this region of the country.
Margaret Rishiru, Mashishon Falls Chief Warden, while speaking to the enforcement officer, says a lot of money is being lost through poaching and illicit wildlife trafficking, and therefore she urges the officers to help in the fight.
Before Corona, the tourism industry was Uganda's #1 foreign exchange country, right? You know it, right? And it comes from this. When people come to Uganda, tourists, to see the country, they come to see the nature, the elephants, the lions, the leopards, and what. And so, poaching robs us as a nation. It robs us, and your role. This whole thing has already been.
The resident district commissioner, Arua District Geoffrey Okiswa, while opening the training session, says that with the availability of the porous borders in West Nile, there is likelihood of wildlife trafficking, and he has committed to see that the enforcement is intensified.
The fact that Vura Customs is a great border point to the DRC, there is a likelihood that in either covert or even in overt manner, there is trafficking of wild animal products like ivory. This has aroused our intention to intensify on enforcement along the border custom point, but also along the porous border.
International Fund for Animal Welfare is on the ground in Africa, Asia, and around the world to protect vulnerable animals like elephants, koalas, tigers, and more from poachers and illegal wildlife trade. Reporting for Western Television, I am Denis Oringi. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that that is what we can have for you this morning. Let's go for a break, and then when we come back, we shall be able to have more for you this morning.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back. You're still watching Western Television. This is Kokoliriko Show. It's a show that comes every Monday through Friday, and today happened to be Thursday. Wherever you're catching the show live from 12 minutes past over 8 a.m. right here. We do have more for you this morning. Let's get to Adra Agricultural College, and you have to know that this agricultural college, founded in 2012, is being ranked the best training center in beekeeping and producers of organic honey products, educating and training people from rural communities of Uganda, South Sudan, Northern Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. And about this, Emmanuel Agele compiled more story from Adra Agricultural College that is being recognized as one of the best training colleges we do have here in our country, Uganda, in regards to agricultural courses that are being offered, and people are being trained from all walks of life. And so even if you have, stopped in P6 or maybe P7 or maybe P5, you can still be trained on how you can really, chase poverty from your community, from your family, because you will be equipped with the basic skills of, taking good care of the enterprises like apiary, like, poultry, like, crops husbandry as well, and also other agricultural courses that are being offered even at the national level. So Emmanuel Agele reports on this particular a college in regards to their support and the education training that they continue to give to the wananchi that we do have here in our country, and also from our neighboring countries like South Sudan and the north eastern part of Democratic Republic of Congo.
Adra Agricultural College, founded in 2012 to educate and train people from rural communities in Uganda, South Sudan, and Northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo, has benefited from their honey products, as the institute is one of the best that's certified by Uganda National Bureau of Standards to be the best honey producers in West Nile region.
We are here promoting majorly 4 products out of bees. 1 is honey, 2 is propolis, 3 is beeswax, and then we're also making body cream. So these things, we are doing it at a small scale, but honey now, we have extended our production, because we have now opened our shop in Kampala, we have our shop in now Nebi, and we also have our canteen outside here, which do supply for we supply our honey to our customers through those venues. So where we are here, this is let me say, a small office. Visitors like you can come and seek consultation in this area. We have rooms inside, which is entirely for production or processing. This first room here, we normally use to receive bee farmers whom we trained, and the others, we have not trained them, but they have now picked courage in beekeeping. Those who are doing beekeeping, whether in small scale, we invite them to bring their products. We are the one to do now the value addition out of it. Of course, we have our measures. When we receive a farmer in this room, we need to examine the type of products that they have brought for us. If it is honey, does it suit standard moisture content in it? How about the sugar levels? Are they okay? Because we have our machines which detect whether this is a quality honey or not. And if now the honey is of standard, we need to weigh it. We weigh it, and then we have to keep it in the next room where they are.
Lagu Charles, the principal of the college, admits that being ranked the best training center in beekeeping and producers of organic honey products comes out of their commitment to improve the capacities and capabilities of the rural people to achieve sustainable livelihood.
We preach the gospel of organic farming. We are known of good beekeeping promoters. Beekeeping is a strategy for environmental conservation, strategically. So bee products, why West Nile honey, for example, Adra honey brand is ranked to be best in the country and beyond, is because the minimal residual effects in the honey is way below than what the UNBS will accept. So it is because we don't use the chemicals. We don't use chemicals in our productions. So we encourage organic chemicals which we make. We teach students how you make the organic chemicals for pesticides or acaricides.
The college, that has partnered with more than 40 development partners, is owned and managed by the Franciscan Brothers and has farm products, skill training centers, agriculture mechanization, honey products, and suitable infrastructure to enhance the local communities to produce adequate organic products for improved livelihood. Emmanuel Agele, West Nile TV Nilecast.
I'm glad you are still watching Kokoliriko on Western Television. For those who do not know where we are located, we are on Plot 39A Weatherhead Park Lane right here in Arua City. And we are broadcasting live, both online and also on the digital platform, and that is StarTime Channel 477. And for those who are catching us live from the YouTube page. Online, we do appreciate you very much, and we thank you very much for joining us each and every time. And those who are catching us live using their StarTime Dish Channel 477, we do appreciate you very much for choosing Western Television and for choosing that is StarTime products right there. And also those who are following us live from their smartphone after downloading the StarTime app, we do appreciate you very much, and we do not take you for granted, and we always say continue watching Western Television. Let us have more stories for you this morning. Let's get to Koboko District. Disability is not inability. This is approved by a private business dealing in hotel and hospitality services in Koboko District. Catering as a mission, commonly known as Come Connect, has piqued interest to empower and employ the persons living with hearing impairment right there. As many employers across the globe, the stance from employing persons living with disability, catering as a mission in Koboko District has taken the lead to skill and employ the persons with hearing impairment right there. Let's get to the story and enjoy watching and also listening to the submissions that will be given by those with hearing impairment. For those who think that disability is inability, you always get it wrong.
As many employers across the globe distance from employing persons living with disability, catering as a mission in Koboko District has taken the lead to skill and employ the persons with hearing impairment in Koboko District. Ella Comfort and Baifa Zainab, who are both living with hearing impairment in Koboko District, have expressed great gratitude to the management of Catering as a Mission, Come Connect Hotel, for empowering and employing them.
Now she said, thank you, God, for Peter and Helen, because he has no parents, but because of the two, her life has come back. Before, her life was difficult, but now it is very good. Because the work here provides her with soap and any other thing that she wants.
Lemeriga Sabino, LC3 chairperson for Koboko North Division, explained the categories to which the persons living with disability fall to in local government service delivery programs, while Lona Amina, a performing artist, pledged to adopt and support such people in the community where she will be in.
The persons with the special interest, they normally fall under the community development officer, and there is a budget for them. Especially there are those grants that come from central government and also the local revenue. I may not be able to put it conclusively, but I think there is a money that is meant for their programs. More especially, they have their big days, they have their activities around. So in most cases, they are catered for because they are part of the division.
You teach him mostly by practice. It is not like theory, no. You need to practice very serious, and you really need to have love for him. Because in the beginning it will look like he felt the work looks to be tedious, and even he could not agree easily. But you keep signing to him, interpreting the importance of when he could get this knowledge, how best he will be tomorrow. So just 6 months, this is already a perfect person who can do what he can.
Where I'm going, I think this is the best thing to do, to help people who are really disabled in life. You know, this is the best thing. And I was telling my friend, I say, you know what, today I've seen this one different, and I have to do for somebody. Yeah, so if we see that if people do this in our country and even other nations, this will be a very wonderful thing.
Baifa, however, mentioned language as one of the challenges they face while at work in the hotel and hospitality department, while Innocent Kepo, one of the specialists in sign language, has encouraged all institutions to adopt sign language as part of their languages to use at work.
Sometimes when the customers come here, communication is a problem. Because the customer wants something, but she's unable to understand because she's a deaf. When it is now impossible, she goes and calls a hearing person to communicate with the customer. Yet sometimes it is something very simple. Maybe the customer needs a towel, but you find that she cannot understand.
But now the challenge, even like these 5 that we've trained, I think they try to go and work somewhere, but it's still because the people who are employing them, they don't know the language. They end up pushing them out of the job, and they come back to Camp Connect. Like I remember one of them we trained, she worked well, and she got an opportunity. She was taken to Kampala for another training. So when she finished a training there for 1 year, she could not fit in another institution to work. What she has to do is to come back to us and ask us for a space, and we just accepted that because we believe that at least we have the language, you can be able to share the little we have with them.
To include deaf people is by learning sign language. You cannot include any deaf person into your work without you knowing their language and without them understanding you. The first thing for any company, for any NGO, for any hotel to do before recruiting deaf people is to learn sign language, or else to employ the deaf people and then also get an interpreter to work along with them.
Helen Knight, the assistant proprietor for Camp Connect, has encouraged all parents and other stakeholders to support their children living with disability equally to the able ones.
I want to tell the people out there, if there are some hearing impaired children, they should not be left to stay at home. One, they should go to school. Like in Koboko, we have Teremunga, that the most hearing impaired children are taught there, and there are many of them who have passed their PLE very well. And there are those who are not able to continue up to primary 7 like Baifa. Let them be allowed to do work so that they can start earning, and they start supporting you as a parent like another child.
And I also want to encourage other bodies, like in the local government system, in the private sector. Let us try to implore and put these people into a very good use by making them part of the society, so that they don't feel they are rejected, because we are all human beings. Some of the causes of this impairment can happen to any person, and I think it's also very important that we also sympathize with them and we put them as part of the society.
Aloro has urged for the interventions of government to establish a secondary school and tertiary institutions to cater for the persons living with disability in the district.
The appeal is the government must go beyond in checking the society. They must not only end with those who have the powers to vote. If you look at the Paris development model, does not take care of the most disadvantaged in the society.
The intervention the government need to bring, particularly in Koboko, is this. Koboko has a primary school for the deaf, but it doesn't have a secondary school for the deaf. And that has caused a lot of dropout from the school. Most of the deaf that I'm working with here, they drop out from Teremanga Primary School. Reasons being, they ask me the question, what is the importance of continuing with education when there is no secondary school in Koboko, and yet they come from a poor families? So that is one of the interventions, that if the government can bring an institution in Koboko that is teaching the deaf people in the secondary school, and they are able also to bring the vocational schools where the deaf people are enrolled into all this program like another person, that would be very helpful. But that does not solve the problem if the government or the community or individuals cannot invest in learning the sign language. Our dream is that we want to have this institution empowering the people with disabilities, especially those with hearing impairment in Uganda and even beyond Uganda.
Catering as a Mission is a private institution that is established in Koboko district under the hotel and hospitality sector that has taken lead to empower the persons living with disability in Koboko district. Joseph Churwa, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
All right, thank you very much. At 28 minutes past over 8 a.m. right here on Western Television. Thank you very much, Joseph Churwa, for that report on how persons with disability are being given hope that they can still survive like any other person who does not have the impairment. And so it should be a collective responsibility from all the stakeholders to see that we treat each and every person equally. They can as well work like any other normal person. And so, my appreciation to the proprietor of Cam Connect in Koboko for thinking about the persons living with the hearing impairment, more especially the ladies that we do have. And you have to know that ladies are really vulnerable. Away from West Nile to Acholi sub-region, let's get to the story from Kitgum, where the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kuyushin Grace Freedom, has urged the local community to use their land for generating income, for sending their children to school instead of selling the same pieces of land, as this will make these children landless in future. Stephen Okello is in Acholi sub-region, and he always sent for us such stories of encouraging people not to sell their land and appeal to the people. Let's get to this story from Stephen Okello.
While addressing locals from Kitgum district, the Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Grace Freedom Kuyushin, has implored the people in Acholi sub-region to embrace hard work and invest more in agricultural activities instead of selling off their land to other people.
If we do not protect, if we do not manage ourselves, if we do not have curative and supportive measures, we can easily be poorer than we think.
The minister's statement came after concern raised by the stakeholders in the region, pointing out how parents are selling their land to invest in education of their children.
Our parents had that plan already, but they did not think that was the way to invest in our education. The best way to work with that land is to use the land, produce the crops on that land. It is that money that you'll pay fees with. When you sell land, it goes one way. You'll never get it again.
Reverend Willie Olang, who attributed this to extreme poverty and ignorance in most of the households in the region, advised these parents to invest in their land to enable them pay their children in school.
Paying education is not for selling land. The land that people should sell are those land in planned areas where you don't have the capacity to develop. For example, we're not in Gulu City. There could be an area which is earmarked and planned, maybe as an industrial area. And that may not be your priority area to go in this industrialization. So you may prefer to go in maybe a commercial center, a commercial area. So there's the only area, but customary land, you don't sell. Even the leased land, the land that has been leased to you in rural setting, you don't sell. Why am I saying this? Two things. Once you have lost land, you have lost the future. Even these children, when you educate them, where will they come and stay?
The rise to large-scale agricultural investments, coupled with poverty and ignorance of local community on land rights in post-war northern Uganda, has regenerated debates about customary land claims over who has the authority to transfer such land to business investment. Stephen Okello for West Nile Television's Nile.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen Okello, for that particular report from that is Kitgum in regards to cautions to the people against selling land for tuition. The caution was made by the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kuyoshin Grace Freedom, while speaking to the students who gathered right there. And thank you very much, dear viewer. It is already 27 minutes to the top of the hour of 9 a.m. right here on Western Television. We still have more for you. Remember, I did promise you the release of the Uganda Road Fund. So if you're catching us live from Pakwash, Nebizobo up to Germany, I will be able to bring for you the figures for West Nile districts and town councils that we do have. In most cases, our district leaders do not give you the figure properly. So Western Television is here to light up the region by telling you exactly how much your district has received in regards to road fund. And you have to know that in the past, people used to, they used to say that there's no money for maintaining the roads that we do have. But let me tell you, government has commitment to saying that the roads that we do have, the roads are really proper. So let's have a more story at the national level. Yesterday, the State Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Agnes Nandutu, was remanded to Lozera government prison till that is 5th of May 2023. So meaning she will be able to spend the rest of her month of April in jail, like any other person or persons we have in this country, Uganda. And so there you are. That is your weekly dose of laughter right there, Agnes Nadutu. It's quite unfortunate that the first-time politician and also the first-time minister just given after she went through as the woman member of parliament for Bududa, now she has entangled herself in the Karamoja Iron Sheets scandal, and there she is. And so she has been remanded, for your information, to Lozira till May 3rd. I mean, I beg to be corrected right there. And so she was giving a very nice smile for the journalists, and I know to her, she was smiling to the camera because she's used to the cameras, not like those who really come and cover their head. They don't want to be seen. While the time they were getting the iron sheets, they were really the way they were. But now you find that if they have been told to go and report, to make statements, they tend to cover themselves, not to be captured by the cameras. And so for Agnes Nandutu, being a person who has been on camera for quite many years, it is life as usual for her, and that's why you see her smiling after being remanded and taken to Luzira right there. And so you have to know that according to the DPP, she says that there are more files that they're working on, over 40 files. And so there are some who are rushing to return the iron sheets to the office of the Prime Minister's stores. And so we do not know what really happened to them. Some people are making statement that they are running for the small fish, and the big fish are being left. And you have to know that the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, including even the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, the Minister for Finance, Matia Kasaija, these are some of those ministers who have gotten themselves into this scandal of the Karamoja iron sheets, and some of them are rushing to return the iron sheets right there. Unfortunately, the Minister for Finance, Matia Kasaija, returned his iron sheets with less than 2, and so we're asking what happened to the 2 iron sheets, whether they got lost. And so there are some people who are sending their representatives to take back the iron sheets. There are some that the iron sheets have not been accepted yet. They want themselves to be the one to go and get the iron sheets right there. So the story of the iron sheets is still continuing in our country, Uganda. Allow me to make mention before we cross to other stories. We have this morning for you. You have to know that the NRM will be having their caucus meeting today at State House in Tebe, meeting over the issue to do with the anti-homosexuality bill 2023, and whether President will sign or not, it will be determined today by the NRM members of parliament, as they will be having their caucus at State House in Tebe, right there. And you have to know that as soon as the bill was passed by Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, let me tell you, Uganda received condemnation from international countries and also international bodies, and also the human rights lawyers, challenging the decision made by Parliament of the Republic of Uganda in regards to fighting homosexuality in our country, Uganda. So President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is in a lost road, and he doesn't know which direction to take. So he is confused in the middle of the road. So there are 2 roads that he's supposed to decide which one he's supposed to go with and which one he's supposed to leave. Whether to go with those who are against the homosexuality or those who are for homosexuality. And this will be determined today by the NRM members of parliament. And if you have your member of parliament who subscribe to NRM, you have to watch this space, and you have always to get glued to Western Television, as we shall also be able to bring for you the updates in regards to this meeting today, 20th April 2023 at State House in Tebe. Only for the NRM members of parliament. We are waiting to hear what are they going to say, because they are the same members of parliament who the other time stood boldly before the camera and say, we don't want homosexuality, and we passed the bill, and they were the one debating the bill. And today I do not know how they're going to debate it again, or whether they're going to agree with the Attorney General submission advice to the President of the Republic of Uganda in regards to that is the signing of the anti-homosexuality bill. But according to the Deputy Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, while sharing the Tuesday session of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, that is none other than Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, he says that when President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni does not sign the bill and the bill is returned back to Parliament, because the Parliament has the prerogative, a mandate to pass it into law, even if the President refuses to sign. And so we are waiting to see what will really happen, whether President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will agree with some of the clauses that we do have in that particular bill that is awaiting consent from the President of the Republic of Uganda to become a law that should be, implemented in our country, Uganda, in regards to homosexuality right there. And so we shall keep you updated on this particular matter. Let us go for, that is a break, and we shall be able to come back. And for those who are interested in knowing how much the government of the Republic of Uganda is committing itself to, funding the road sector in this country, then do not move away from your television set, or do not really shift to another channel. Let it be on channel 477 start time, and those who are on YouTube, leave it just right there. Even if you're busy taking your tea, you can just put your phone in front of you as you continue to take the tea that you're taking this morning with that escort that you are taking. I do not know what I will eat after this show, but I am hopeful that I'm going to eat something good, because I am here working for money, not for stones. Good morning.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Get more for less on Star Times this Easter season. Cartoon channel for best children entertainment. New global series. Local drama on Makula TV and football all around the world. Simply make weekly or monthly subscription and enjoy upgrade to the next bouquet. For classic or super bouquet customers, subscribe for a month and enjoy 5 days extra. Family time with Star Times. Star Times is regulated by UCC.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region. Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, well, we're back here still watching Western Television right here on Kokoliriko. My name is Denis and we are coming to you live from Arua City, plot 39A, Weatherhead Park Lane, right here, next to Presidential State Lodge. All right, dear viewer, wherever you're catching the show live from, I am very happy. Somebody's asking him or herself that why are you smiling this morning? I am smiling because Uganda is a very interesting country where the group of elites, they may discuss, and later on, there are some people who are more educated than others, and then they come around to give advice. And here, let me tell you that the Attorney General has written to the President of the Republic of Uganda in regards to the homosexuality bill right there. And so we are waiting whether what the AG has written to, that is the President of the Republic of Uganda, will really be able to work in that way. And you have to know that the Attorney General advises the government of the Republic of Uganda on any legal matter. And so maybe he has decided to advise the President of the Republic of Uganda in regards to the issues to do with homosexuality bill, the anti-homosexuality bill right there. So we are supposed to get to you what has been entailed in what he has written to the President of the Republic of Uganda, I mean, in regards to anti-homosexuality bill right there. But remember, today the NRM members of parliament will be having their caucus right there at State House Entebbe, and we are waiting to hear what will come out of that caucus, whether they will stand with those who are against the homosexuality bill, or they will have their own stand. And you have to know, in our country, Uganda, the majority takes it all. And so whether it will be for those who say in favor of, say in favor, say aye, and then those who do not say in favor, say why, and so it's upon them. So we are waiting to hear what will be the stand of the members of parliament who subscribe to NRM as they meet for in their caucus, and what exactly has the Attorney General advised the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on in regards to anti-homosexuality bill right there. And so we shall be able to get to give you more of that right there. Let's get to that is the fighting in Khartoum, and you have to know that heavy fighting in Khartoum blocks Uganda rescue plans, and so the hope of Ugandans in Khartoum is on a beam balance, whether they will be rescued or not, because there's nobody who wants to die just like that. And so if you're in Khartoum and you're caught up by this heavy fighting, you have to know that the plan to rescue you, if you're a Ugandan, the plans, it is hanging in balance. And so that's something that you need to know right there. And so what do you need to know? At least 300 Ugandans are stuck in Khartoum city and its surrounding areas right there. So Uganda's ambassador in Khartoum yesterday said heavy fighting between rival government military forces continue to make it very difficult to safely evacuate Ugandans trapped inside Sudan. And so Dr. Rashid Hiaha Semundu and his embassy team have issued a special notice advising Ugandan nationals to continue sheltering in place. And the notice urges people to lie low as the embassy closely monitors the current conflict in Sudan. And so end the war between Sudan Armed Forces SAF and that is Rapid Support Forces, which broke out on Saturday, April 15. And so the envoy said although the Uganda government working through the embassy is trying to evacuate Ugandans, the situation remains fluid and difficult after the conflicting forces failed to honor a temporary ceasefire agreement. And this is a brief that I can give you in regards to fighting in Sudan, and that is in the capital of Khartoum. And so at least 300 Ugandans are trapped in this war in Sudan. And so the plans to rescue them still remain just hanging in the air, and we do not know whether they will be rescued or not. So briefly about the fighting in Sudan, and you have to know that the coalition had been in charge since August 2019. It was established as an interim partnership between the army and leaders of a civilian uprising that had precipitated the military overthrow of former longtime strongman Omar al-Bashir in April 2019. So for those who can remember what exactly happened in 2019 in Sudan, the overthrow of Omar al-Bashir, in April, and by August, the interim leadership was instituted right there. A civilian leadership was instituted right there. So the country has remained restive since then. Sudan Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his former deputy Muhammad Hamdan Daglo, who commands the paramilitary rapid support forces, are locked in an all-out war which has claimed hundreds of lives. By press time last evening, sources said fighting was reported to be particularly intense in the northern parts of Khartoum, right there. And so you have to know that anything that happens in Sudan also affects us as a country, either positively or negatively. And remember, we shall continue to have more refugees, coming into our country as Uganda, and so meaning that we have to be prepared. And more especially, West Nile sub-region is known for hosting greatest number of refugees through the different settlements that we do have right here. And I know there are some people who are beating their stomachs that yes, it is coming. is coming, and we are going to benefit from this. And I believe that the management of the refugees should not turn to be like the Iron Sheets saga. The reliefs that are being given to support the refugees, the host communities, and the Karambojongs should not be diverted. As you do know, that the government of Japan has committed around 28 billion Ugandan shillings to support the refugees, the host communities, and the Karamojongs who are in the Karamoja sub-region. And so I know with the fighting in Sudan, more refugees would really continue to increase in our country, Uganda, and more supports will be advanced towards supporting these refugees. And I take this opportunity this morning to implore the Minister of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Honorable Dr. Hilary Onek, should really plan well for these persons who might be arriving in our country, Uganda. And so those at different border points, let us also take note of this, that we continue to register those who will be trickling in from that is Sudan. And you have to know that before South Sudan, moved away from that is the bigger Sudan, these countries were all one country called Sudan, and then the southern part of South Sudan had to separate from the bigger Sudan, and that's why we have South Sudan and also we have the Sudan. So the current fighting is taking place in Sudan, Khartoum city, and for those who have ever been there, you know what we are talking about here. And for those who understand the history and those who understand the geography of our country and also the geography of Africa, you will be able to locate exactly where Khartoum is located, and that is something that I can really tell you right there. Okay, dear viewer, let's get to that is more story this morning, that Chris Beramosi, who is the Minister for National Guidance and ICT, has slammed social media users over Kampala pothole exhibition. Currently, social media is awash with pictures, photoshops that are being made to portray the status of roads in Kampala, capital city. And so the Minister for ICT and National Guidance is slamming, the social media users over the pothole exhibition. So for those who are on social media, you get to understand what I'm talking about here, that the potholes that we have in our country, Uganda, some social media users have turned the potholes to be Mediterranean Sea, where we have people sailing across. And so you also try to ask yourself whether it is possible for one to sail through potholes that we have on the roads that are in the capital city of this country called Uganda. And so it has been something that we need to get to understand right there. And so that is what I can really give you in regards to what is happening right the other side. So let's get to matters to do with education and schools. You have to know that half of Luero schools are registered. This is according to the report that has been obtained. And this it's not only with Luero. I have to tell you that even when you come to Arua City, there are some schools that are not known even by education department that we have here in the city. And so what should we do? I think we have the inspectors of schools. And what are they doing? Do they know all the schools that are existing in Arua City and in these towns that we do have? And so this is something that has been revealed in regards to schools in Luero, that half of Luero schools unregistered, meaning that the schools are operating without being known by the education department of that is Luero district right there. And so another thing that you need to know here, that but Mbarara City suspends staff recruitment over corruption, and this reminds me of the IGG engagement here in Arua City, where members of the public were able also to raise similar matter of corruption that entangled the recruitment of the staff here in Arua City. And the inspector General of Government, that's none other than Honorable Betty Kamia, says that she will be returning after 3 months with comprehensive reports in regards to the matters that were raised by the Wananchi during the corruption baraza that we had here in Arua City. And you have to know Arua City is also one of the cities that were created in 2020 by Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, not different from Mbarara City as well. So I think for Mbarara City, they have really done good to see how they can really, suspend the recruitment over corruption. And we await to find more information in regards to this, whether it is true or false right there. Dear viewer, it is 5 minutes for us to get out of the studio. Now 4 minutes to the hour of 9 a.m. right here on Western Television. As I did promise earlier on that I will be able to give for you the figures in regards to Uganda Road Fund that has been released and sent to different districts that we do have here in our country. But today specifically, I will be getting to give you a brief from West Nile that you need to understand how much has West Nile as a sub-region received for road maintenance. It will amount to around 1 billion plus. And so before that, you have to know that according to the letter written by Uganda Road Fund, dated that is allow me to give you a full detail of this particular letter, dated 17 April 2023. And this letter has been written and sent to all the accounting officer for the district local governments that we have in our country, Uganda, the accounting officer for the city councils as well, and then also the accounting officers for the municipal local governments. And the reference of the letter reads, release of funds to road fund designated agencies for maintenance of district and urban roads in Q4 of financial year 2022-2023 right there. So the body of the letter reads, the Uganda Road Fund received funds from Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development on 17 April 2023 and has today, 17 April 2023, disbursed funds to local governments for the maintenance of various categories of public roads in Q4 of financial year 2022-2023. Now the summary of the funds released to the district local governments, including the town councils, cities and municipal councils, and their corresponding physical outputs are shown in the attached table B1, B2 for the maintenance of the Duka network. Now, table release of 16 billion to 135 district to town councils and their sub-counties as well. And then table 2 release of that is the 3 billion to the cities as annex. Release of that is 6 billion to the municipalities as it is annexed. And so this is something that you need to know for those who will be interested in following this particular issue, that accounting officers should ensure that road maintenance funds are not lost through that is a garnishment by Uganda Revenue Authority, diversion or corrupt practices. So this is a warning from that is the executive director or secretary to the board, Dr. Andrew Naimanya, who is the executive director Uganda Road Fund right there. So some of the issues that you need to know here is that the funds disbursed constitute the fifth tranche of the financial year. The chief administrative officers of the respective district local governments should urgently transfer the funds for the town councils and that their votes expeditiously and intact as indicated. Now the funds for maintenance of district roads should be transferred to the works account immediately. The chief administrative officers remain accountable to the Uganda Road Fund for funds so transferred to sub-agencies as agreed in the performance agreement right there. Let us come to West Nile sub-region right from Pakwash up to Germany. How much has Pakwash district received and how much Nebi municipality and Nebi district and how much has Zombo district, Paida town council received? Let's get to Uganda Road Funds releases Q4 for West Nile districts that we do have. Jumani district has received 120 million and that is for the district roads under Ajumani district. So the people in Ajumani, you have to know that 120 million has been released for the Q4 from Uganda Road Fund, and this money is specifically meant for the maintenance of the roads in Ajumani, more especially the roads under district. And then in Ajumani, we have Ajumani Town Council. And so there are roads under Ajumani Town Council, and the roads under Ajumani Town Council will be maintained using 49 million. And so the town clerk of Adjumani Town Council let this be public and let the people of Adjumani Town Council understand that there is 49 million that has been released for the fourth quarter of the financial year 2022-2023. So you should not be going around saying that there's no money. There is money. Let us use it like that. Arua district has received the 40 million for the maintenance of the district roads. And then we have, remember, Arua district has got no town council, so you should not ask the question, what about the town councils that we do have in Arua district? So Arua district has not got, a town council. So Arua district has received 40 million for the road maintenance under Arua district. So somebody will be saying that, now what about maintaining the road from, that is for a custom up to, that is Zombo district. That road is under UNRWA. So there are district roads that are in between the districts. So you get to understand that those roads need to be maintained properly. We have Moyo district. Moyo district has received 62 million for maintaining district roads, and this is the information that you need to know. So the chief administrative officer and the LC5 chairperson of Moyo district should not say that there's no money for maintaining the roads that we do have. And then the Moyo Town Council has received the 57 million for the maintenance of the roads under, that is Moyo Town Council. Let's get to Nebi district. Nebi district has received the 62 million for maintaining the district road. I am happy, according to a circular that I obtained from the district LC5 chairperson, the road that leads to my village will also be worked upon, and so that is a good one. So I urge the people of Kuchwin sub-county, let us follow to the dot whether the money will be put to the right, roads that need to be maintained right there. So Yumba district has received 73 million for maintaining of district roads. And then Yumba Town Council has received 104 million for maintaining the roads under Town Council. And this is something that you need to know. Let us come to Marasha district. So Marasha district has received the 73 million for maintaining the district roads under Marasha district. So let us be vigilant and open our eyes and see that this money is properly used. Let us monitor whether the roads will be maintained using this particular money. And if there is no road that will be maintained, then you can now write to IGG that Marasha district local government in the financial year 2022-2023 in the fourth quarter received 73 million, but unfortunately we were not able to see the usage of the money properly being done. And so Marasha Town Council has also received 75 million, and so the people of Marasha Town Council get that clear. Let's get to Zombo district. Zombo district has received, that is a 55 million for the district roads. And then in Zombo district, we have two town councils that are always considered in as far as Uganda Road Fund releases are really concerned. So Paida Town Council has received, that is a 56 million for maintaining the roads under Paida Town Council. And then we have another town council in Zombo, that is Zombo Town Council. Zombo Town Council has received, that is 33 million for maintaining the roads under the town council. And then we have Pakwash district. Pakwash district has received 46 million excuse me, for maintaining, that is the roads under Pakwash district. We have Pakwash Town Council has received 46 million for maintaining the roads under the town council. And so we should not be hearing these common, say by our leaders that there is no money. We have not yet received money. My dear, you have received the money. Let's get to Obongi district. Obongi district received 31 million for maintaining the roads. Under under Obongi district. And then we have Obongi Town Council. Obongi Town Council has received 12 million in this quarter for maintaining the roads that are under Town Council. Then Madiokolo district has received 28 million for maintaining the roads, the district roads. Then in Madiokolo we have Inde Town Council. So Inde Town Council on its own Madiokol received the 28 billion, and then in the town council received the 12 billion. And this is a correction that I need to make right there. And then Terego district received the 60 million for the district roads. And then in Terego we have Leju Town Council. My producer should really correct that. It is Leju, not Legu, Town Council. And so Leju Town Council has received the 12 million for maintaining the roads under Leju Town Council. Koboko District has received the 52 million. And so that is something that you need to know. Let us get to the city right there. Now, Arua City has received 311 million for Q4, meaning that from now up to June, the 311 million should be used for maintaining the roads in the city here, and they will be able to know how to divide with the divisions that we do have in the city here. Koboko municipality has received that is 139 million for maintaining the roads under the municipality, and then Nebe municipality has received 127 million for maintaining the roads under Nebe municipality. I want to hear somebody saying that I have left out his or her district here in West Nile. I think I come from West Nile and I know all the districts that we do have here in West Nile, and those were, you know, that is the extract that we got from the Uganda Road Fund, and so it is up to you to follow up on this particular money, whether the money will be put into a proper use. I leave that to you and I, and so all of us, we need to look out on the usage of this particular money, whether this money will be properly used by those that have been charged with the responsibility of using the money. And so it's our responsibility to fight corruption. And let me tell you something here, that majority of the LC5 chairpersons that we have in West Nile, they are secretaries to, you know, to the secretaries for works and transport. And so Uganda Road Funds comes under that particular docket of works and transport. And so some of the LC5 chairpersons are directly in charge of this particular money as secretaries, and so we need to really you know, put them to task in regards to usage of this particular money. And the districts that do not have, you know, graders for you know, maintaining these roads, they need to hire. And for the districts that do have the graders and the machines for maintaining the roads, they need to make sure that they fuel their graders. And there are road gangs, the people who are being paid for maybe maintaining some roads at the sub-county level, and these people also have to be paid right there. So let us follow this money to the dot and how this money will be able to be put into proper use right there. My name is Denis, and thank you very much, dear viewer, for always catching us live each and every time that we come to the studio of Western Television. Allow me to say that it is not easy to get this information for you right. As I promise that I will do my part, and you have also to do your part. My superpower is getting the information that might not be easy for you to get. But if you trust me and you trust Western Television, we shall continue to make our region a better region. We shall be able also to make our country a better country for everybody, not a country for some few persons that we do have. Our work is to work together and see how we can change the face of our society, and how can we change the face of our region, and how can we change the face of our country. If others have made it, why not us also to make it like those who have made it? I like the slogan used by the former president of the United States of America, that is Barack Obama. He did say that, yes, we can. If others can, why not us to make it? Through Western Television, we can change the face of this region through having discussions on matters that are meant for the public. And for us, we don't hide any information. We tell you the information the way it has been passed. And I am just a messenger. And for those who would want to persecute or prosecute a messenger, it's up to you. Because mine is just to tell you what you need to know. It's up to those who will feel bad that I am telling them that the road fund has been released by, that is a Uganda Road Fund right there. Have the best of your morning, 9 minutes past the hour of 9 a.m. let's get out from here and leave you in the hands of other programs that will be coming on your way from Western Television. My name is Denis Oringi. You can as well follow me on my social media platforms, and that is on Facebook, Oringi Denis, and also on Twitter, Oringi Denis, right there. And we continue with some of the conversations that we do have right here in our country, Uganda, and also Western Sub-region at large. And thank you very much for being part of this. And big up to my producer, that is producer Aldo Mananu, and also big up to my camera person at the Zone Pro. And these are all wonderful persons. Working with them is very nice. And that's why I enjoy my show. And if you do not enjoy watching me, it's up to you. That means that you have your personal problem with me. But you don't bring it here. Because I'm here to let you know that I'm here to stay, not to go away. Good morning.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.